Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, coming to you at 07 hours, 10 minutes. This is the first video part one to the series of Black men ready for the revolution. And I want to say, I don't think a lot of people think there's a reason for a revolution, or will be no reasoning for these videos or the things I am speaking on, because they don't think they're in danger. So if that applies to anyone you know, let them be, because we only can save ourselves first, mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And with that, I'm going to start off saying, I was talking to my brother. I call him a brother. And we was talking about everything. Hitting we aligning, boom, boom, boom. And we started talking about other things that it didn't suit him. Cool. He say things that don't suit me, but I don't say nothing because I learned this a long time ago. Someone speaking may not always be for me at that time. So what I do is I hear what they're saying. I can say my family is fairly safe. We don't have anybody out here, anything happening to them. You can call us a scared bunch of people, or a bunch of people that understand the false reality we live in. So we are very aware of the things that we are doing. See, you can walk in your life being blind to everything around you, but at the same time, Grand Rising, sister, salute, sister, but around you, are you aware of the dangers? We talk about things that happen to people. Most of our news is filled with somebody being murdered, kidnapped, a shooting, somebody being arrested for something wrong to a child, to their parents, to their siblings, their loved ones and friends, or to themselves. But we got to think about that. I'm not the person on this earth that's going to rob me, kill me, and steal from me. Just a few things that people do to each other. So I just want to go over a few things that to keep you aware. This is part one. So I'm going to stick. This one is part one for protection. And I want to talk about protection from all sides. There's a emotional protection that we need to have going on. There's a physical protection. There's a mental protection, and spiritual. And since I know spirituality is number one in our book, we need a spiritual protection. And as you listen and watch, whether you're watching it now or you're watching this at another time, think about spiritual protection. What is your spiritual protection? Think about that for a minute. And while you're thinking about that, I want to say, if your whatever your spirituality is based on, don't knock it. Get stronger in it. Is your belief system the same as your belief system? Say that again. Is your belief system the same as your belief system? Why I say that is, you can walk around believing or have a belief in something all day, but are you really living your life that way? See, we be quick in every religion or belief system. We say no one's perfect, but the word perfect means complete, established, and whole. Have a complete strength in what you believe in. Complete. Where do you stand? So is your information complete? I didn't say you know it all. Complete. So if you're protecting yourself with your spirituality, you can't be out there doing things that make you a doubter of your belief, or make your belief anti of what you're doing. So you are anti believing in not harming people in this sense, but we're talking about protection. What are you doing to put yourself in harm's way first? First, you have to give the harmer, the one that's going to do the deed, a way out first. Okay, I am not going to, instance, I'm out by myself and I'm 6'5" and I'm a black male. I'm not going to do things that draw attention. That's not being a punk. I have no reason to be loud and proud at night if I'm coming from work, walking down the street. No reason at all. I just got off work. I'm probably tired and my mind is calming down, and I take public transportation. So in my spirituality, I think in the same format as a person that, no matter how many people walk by me or people I see, I don't want to harm them. So what we have to do within our spirituality, you have to create now whatever your belief is. I don't have any affiliation to no religion or belief system. I pour them all into one. If you want to describe me, don't call me an istist at the end. Don't put a ist or ion. I have no. So if you take a bottle and you just pour everything that we know as a people, that's me. I'm going to utilize everything I know for me. So if I know if I'm walking down the street and I'm getting off of work, I'm probably tired. I have to have that mindset. I'm not drawing attention to myself. I'm not also scared because there's no reason. I have to think about me getting home safely. And there's things you make sure you don't, like, as one of the things. That's just give yourself something to think about. What do you do in your belief, or what do you believe that you see other people do? Now that's your best example most of the time spiritually is what other people do. And this ties in now mentally of what I don't do to protect, why I'm protecting myself. What am I thinking about? I'm not thinking about somebody harming me. So you got to give yourself that command already. You command you. You are, now you might think it a certain way, but take it how you hear I'm saying it and use it for how you believe in it. I am the author of me. I, the only one, can tell me I'm having a bad night, a good day, a strong day, a weak day. My spirit and soul have no understanding. I give it the command, no direction. I give that power to it. So the power invested in me through some people have their understanding. That's my mental and spiritual fortitude that I have to keep me protected. And the reason I'm starting with these, because we have to understand things do happen. Now, are you ready? Are you prepared? This is preparing yourself. So I'm not going to give myself bad commands. I can get robbed. I know I can be robbed. That's why I took an account of making sure where the things at in my pocket. Is my pocket zipped up? See, there you go. Now, I might miss something that you might think about. But remember, I'm just opening up your mind. I'm guiding, I'm challenging you for being prepared, which is this part is about protection. Just challenging you. Think of all the things you can think about. Or if you're coming from work, you got to go into a parking garage. Is it well lit? Is that area well lit? What is it that you have just in case something happened? And I want to make this clear in the physical part of protection. A gun does not mean protection. I learned this in the military, and a police officer would tell you, if I am prepared to draw. Once I draw, which is me, to put the weapon in my hand, or that is sealed on my body, put it in my hand. Once I get into position, like I know how to hold a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun. A gun is for killing. When you aim down your sights, that means once your hand is brought up to a position, you locked. When your arms get locked and you're holding that weapon and you got the barrel or stock is in the cuff of your body and you point it at an item, which is usually going to be the person, be prepared to shoot and kill. You have to have that mentality. prepare to shoot and kill. Because there's no other reason of pointing a gun at somebody. Now, if you had a sword, a knife, a taser, yes, keep your hand on that part. Keep it on the safety, keep it off. Everything has a flip, even a weapon. But once you draw that gun, you can keep it on safety. But once you point it, you should be pulling it off safety. You are ready to fire. And I'm going to get into that. What's going to be the last things I'm going to talk about, because Black people, we don't have a savior. We're not going to be saved by this magical entity. There is no group out there, even ourselves, that's going to protect us. So what me and his brother had a discussion, we talked about everything. But when he said, why do I have so much energy for everything? He didn't get it. And now my only response is because I wish I can be as you. And he looked at me. I said, you know why I want to be as you? I said, because I wish I could not care. I wish I can live. I'm 39. I wish if I was a 60-year-old man and all I do is still work and just have sex and make babies. I know for Otho Williams Jr., I have did nothing in my life. If I don't make young men aware, if I don't talk to young men, if I don't make young women aware, if I don't talk to young women, if I don't make people that I talk to, I don't make them aware of different things that I experience and what's given to me in the vision. I know my life is not complete. So if there was a base substance of when I pass on, it will ask me, what did I do? I'm going to say, I did my job and mission to Otho Williams Jr. best ability. So my best ability that I was given, my purpose. Remember, go back now. Before you do anything, I learned this. It's a cleansing. Before you leave the house, cleanse yourself. Whatever you do to cleanse yourself. Whatever, if you learn something new, cleanse yourself. You know why you cleanse yourself, right? You are cleansing yourself to make you available, because now this part is about protection. You're going to walk in then what you believe in. You're not going to walk on what you heard. You're not going to walk in of what you don't know. You're only going to walk in what you believe in. And the reason, so now me and that brother, I wish I can have that energy as everybody else is not hearing. That's why I use so much energy. And I said, this is going to be important that we, part one of this understanding this series, we got to learn how to protect ourselves and why to protect ourselves. And a lot of brothers and sisters right now, they would die if we don't know what a war. We think a war is going to be like a race war. It's going to be the government hurting the people war. Yes, that's all is going to happen. It's happening subtly. I ask people, do you know the law? Just going back to a mental reading. Do you know the law? Do you understand if you own a business? Do you know the rules, the policies and regulations they set for right now? They mandating people to get the shot. They can't force you. That's why it's called a mandate. You see, when I hear people say we're forced, you're not forced to do anything you don't. There's nothing on this earth right now. I don't care what it says, how it's written. You're not forced to do anything you do not want to do. So if you saying you're forced to do anything, you're telling yourself, what is the point of being ready and prepared for having protection on you or protecting your mind? Because spiritually, if you think about that too, you're going against your belief system, and now you're going against your mentality of protection. I do this. I don't flash my keys. I don't rap about gold chains. I'll talk about prevalent things, but I don't talk about the celebrity things. So the prevalent thing, somebody getting shot because he's rapping about, I got 100 bars of guns. I'm going to put a full clip in you. I'm going to spray and cock, and then I hold back. Your whole family going to be less of you. That means he's going to end your family life. Why would you rap about that? I'm not going to rap about that. That's dumb. I just did. But my spirit know I wasn't doing it for entertainment purposes. And see, that's the difference. I am mentally not setting myself up for a trap. I'm preparing my mind to say, no, that's not true. I'm going to protect my family. So when he come through, I got proof. He showed signs already. His music told him to sign. He said, and this is will sound funny and stupid to a lot of people, but we got to think in a spiritual way, in a mental way. He commanded all the murderers, killers. So whatever dude, woman, or person identified himself as, you call him a thief. That's why you never call a kid bad. He told them, come and rob me and take my chain, or you can kill me while you at it. He rapped about it. He commanded that the spirit, you gotta remember, your spirit knows nothing. So when you said that, he just incited all the bad and evil spirited people. Oh, you never was oh, okay. This is why I'm here. This is, see, you never heard that before. I will direct. So I'm going to challenge every rapper that you know, every young man, don't walk around just with a gun, just for now. This is the mental part again. Don't walk around with a gun because you're saying it's protection. The gun is for murdering, killing. It's for shooting somebody. When that little round hit that person, it's going to pull a hole in their body. It's going to allow that blood that's in their body, and that whatever area you hit them in is going to allow that blood to leak out because you're going to put a hole in them. It's not going to slow them down. Like, oh, yeah, he's going to be slow. He or she going to be slowed down, all right. It's not designed. So when you rapping about that, or that young man rapping about that, the recent man, I had to Google his songs, and I didn't listen. I just looked for the title. I was like, maybe if it's not in the title, I would have to listen to the song. I would Google the lyrics, but I didn't have to go that far. He had a song called 100 Shots. Rest his soul. Why would you make a song? See, prepare your young men and women, your children, the women and men in your family. He had a song called 100 Shots. He damned and commanded himself to be shot 100 times. So that means people, see, now this sounds funny to you. You saying, why are you saying this, OJ or Otho? You put a command out there. The engineer engineered the song for him. He engineered his death. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. So when this brother, he lost all his protections once he made that song called 100 Shots. That means, now this is funny. This is how I think real quick. If I made a song called 100 Shots, so they supposedly shot him 3 times, correct? Or the other young man, I think he got shot 4 times. Another young man that made songs about gun bars and being, because we're talking about protection. He left himself unprotected mentally and even spiritually, because he attacked the other guys that spiritually incitement was not good. But we got to learn the power of spirituality. So your belief and your belief system have to line up. So if he had a belief system of our normal as our race was, it's a Christianic value, he just moved over the good side and he brought in the bad side. So now they're intertwining together. But how was he living his life too? You could say, well, he was helping people, or these guys were doing great things. But now this is going to be important, brothers. You got to show the young men. You have sons or young males or nephews, and even the women. But this is for the men, because we are the number one protectors. This has to do with women, but we are the number one protectors. You were going to have to guide him to be very understanding of what he says in his life and what he does. I'm not going to I don't talk about certain things, right? Because I'm not prepared to fight a male with a gang mentality. I'm prepared for a war, a revolution. I'm going to say it this way. It's going to sound silly. I'm not prepared to fight black men. And our race men, I'm not prepared, because he's not my adversary. We create the enemy within through the spirit and mentally. So when they wrote them songs and wrote them certain type of ways, just because it sounds sweet, he excited. Now remember, the good and bad spirit was clashing already, and we call that the enemy. The enemy in I-N-A, the letter A, plural, me, M-E. That's adversary is the word I use. That's the adversary, adverse. So if you think about I don't use the word diversity, I say cultural. D-I-V, divide, verse. Which way? Which way? Sorry. That's like sorcery or area. What is you impacting? So he excited them spirits spiritually, going back to spiritually protection. And now them spirits they being riled up. Now they'll listen to that song over and over and over. And he's going to go to a concert. He's going to repeat that. Now he's about to, and I explain, and I tell my sister not to get wrapped up on these so-called people talking about rituals. Nobody can talk about a ritual unless they was inside. So if this person was talking about there's a satanic ritual going on, no, I'm going to explain it to you spiritually in a reality real quick. So now he incited those spirits. Now he's going to a concert. Why you think you got big giant speakers and why you think the music is loud? I have to send the enchantment to the masses because I have to incite their spirits. But you got to remember, you are preparing. And now you're preparing for war. Remember, you have to acknowledge in the spirit, so far, what? Spiritually, and now mentally, what you are doing. That's why I don't talk about the celebrities or we can say overall, it's the industry. Otho Williams Jr., I've never been part of no industry. I have no clue what is going on, but I can tell you in my vision and dreams what is really happening. So we need them speakers to be loud and booming because I have to send out all the signals. So remember, what are we made of? Our spirit, frequencies, energies, airwaves. So, but the overall grand scheme, they're giving you schemes. You gotta learn the art of war, the tactics. They're giving you schemes. What they're sending out is enchantments now. So if he keep rapping those gun bars over and over, hundreds and thousands of people in one building. See, I'm not going to call something by a group of people that I never joined. I'm going to go by what I understand through I don't have a belief. I have a belief in the belief system, but it's not just based on a certain type of belief. I'm not going to call something evil or bad. Because sometimes bad and evil can be for your good. Somebody trying to hurt and kill you. And they pull out their gun and share their sights on you. You unprepared. And somebody else have a gun and come around the corner. He or she got beef with, or they're unaware they're there. And then now they catch each other out guard. What was meant for my bad? He was trying to kill me. That other guy coming around the corner don't even know what's going on. They look at each other and they start shooting at each other, and I'm able to get out of the way. So you never heard that one. That happened to me in the Marine Corps. I didn't draw my weapon. I kept the sights aimed down at the ground. As you see, we've got to prepare yourself. You got to learn how to use a weapon and all this totality and the meaning of why you're doing it. See, you saying, OJ, you going too deep. No, that's in my mind. See, now you got to understand. Now we're going to do physically. I'm prepared for war. And this is what that brother said to me. He said, we're going to be prepared for war by force. I said, what? I said, hold on. And for him to be a military man, that was scary to hear. If you're not prepared for war, you're going to die. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. You're going to die. I'm not commanding your death, but now you command your death. Do you know how to keep yourself safe? People's like, once he pull out that gun, I know, and try to shoot you. You see what just happened? Somebody else came around the corner, was looking for him, because that was where they were going to get him. They found him, but he was coming to look for me because I incited war in him. It had nothing to do that he hated me. That's what I'm saying. We got to understand. Even racism. Real quick, I don't practice racism. So I don't have no reason for another person to be racist towards me unless in the area they live in, their atmosphere, their spirituality, their mentality and their spirituality is that when they're not around me, they're being racist. I'm not going deep. Think about that. So think about weapons. Nobody's around me, and I know danger is near. And as I told the brother, we're not going to be forced into protecting oneself physically, because this is the physical attack right now. Because when you force, that's physical. If you're forced, a person never had to protect themselves in their life. And I said to him, how is a person that never had to protect themselves at the extreme measures? And the extreme is you are about to die. Somebody standing with a gun pointing in your dome at your cranium. And all they practice their lives is being scared and running away, not having to defend themselves. They never took a training how to defend themselves. That's the physical self-defense. So I wanted to know, and he had no answer. How was Jimmy, Joe, Smo, Blind, Tom, Jack, and Jill was going to help protect me and myself and themselves and their families and their loved ones and friends? I want to know that real quick. This is the physical. I know it's a mental thing here. I'm saying it through mental, but I want to know they never practiced. They never did nothing. Now, even when they did it, was they with their mind, were they mentally into it, saying, I'm not worried about somebody killing me, but I'm going to prepare if somebody attack me to try to kill or murder me. That's not a wise way to look at life. And a lot of things I'm saying, you can take for all preparations of life. I'm not going to call myself a name because my spirit don't know any better. And once I start directing it and commanding it what to do, so if I'm waking up, if I'm calling myself, I'm going to say I'm not going to use the opposite. Now I'm going to say the opposite of good. But I'm saying I'm good. I am good every day. I am good. I am a good person. Are you not going to live your life that way? But if you keep talking about shooting somebody, even though it's a rap, you're sending energies and wave signals because our body make up that. We have a nucleus. We have ears, right? We have eyes. Our ears is our gateway to hear or listen to what someone else is saying. So when I'm speaking, your ears, I am giving you a energy or a brain wave. You're listening to me. So if you constantly listening to destruction, so let's do an example. Since I am on YouTube, we have a beef sector. That is destruction. That is destroying your own mind mentally and spiritually. Because if one of those people in the beef sector talking about the belief or their belief system they have, it's about, and every belief that's out there, it talks about defending themselves in a war. And how did them people work out? And a lot of those belief systems, some people didn't fare well because they didn't they didn't have shield on, they didn't have the armor. I don't have those beliefs, so I'm not going to speak it as any of those beliefs. I'm just giving you an open range. If you read your scriptures or your biblical understanding, if that's your belief, or your all-around knowledge or information, you would get what I'm saying. So if you're in the beef sector on YouTube and you have one of those belief systems, how are you in that beliefs? You're anti of what you're believing in while you're in a beef sector. So you might want to, those people might want to pull themselves out of the beef sector because they're causing and inciting war. So now let's go back real quick, spiritually and mentally, and we on physical. You're inciting war within your spirit because you're sending out signals and commands to your spirit to say, I'm gonna war with someone else. They're going to become my adversary because within my enemy, I am my enemy because I'm not practicing, and here's a good one, I'm not executing, and I'm not living that lifestyle of what my belief is. My belief don't incite violence. So that's war. So why are you in the beef sector on YouTube? Now you see why Otho Williams Jr. talk a certain way. See, I sound corny and stupid. It sounds like I'm a goody two shoes because I don't get into nothing. No, I've been through three things. I haven't been through the things that my father and mother have been through, that they told me, or my you know why? Or the brother, brother. And I haven't been through the same things because, you know, they always say you have to experience it to understand it. No, I learned this a long time ago. If my ear gates and eye gates can be excited by including myself in that same exact picture. So why beef? Their belief is off. So I learned when my father told me about, now remember, this is our emotional realm too. I wanted to be with a woman because I loved her, but I stepped out on whatever his reasoning was. He incited war within himself, because the opposite in love is indifferent. It's not hatred. So the indifference on him, I'm going to indifferently love my mother, because my father indifferently in love. That's what you're saying. I'm going to take on what my father did. If I do all of those things, no, my father is my blueprint of what to do and what not to do. My mother is my blueprint. So my blueprint is not one of these artists that incite war because they don't understand. And even my parents might not understand, they incite war. So when they're around me, I say, Mom, why did you say that? I said, Dad, why is he doing that? And I want to be one of those. And now remember those times I asked my father certain things, whether it was about sports or life, and my mother. Now, I'm not saying they did a bad job. No, I'm just saying they didn't know how to answer the question. Not because they didn't know how to answer the question for me, but within themselves, they probably never thought about that. They probably don't have, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the mother and father I have. Whether what happened, what they did to me or not do for me, or what they did, I'm very appreciative. As in, real quick, my mother gave me 3 meals. Even though my father been through things, he gave me information I can utilize as a man or moving around in my life. I'm not worried about the other things that he done to me or my mother or said. Not worried about that because I'm an adult. So now when I move away, I don't have to sit in the area where war. See, I don't go too far what I'm talking about. I'm preparing and readying myself. So at home, I'm not at war with myself. See, this is a peace sector because people are at war with themselves. Their belief and belief system not adding up. So let's get back into it. So my energies are very emotional. This is why I'm talking about it. Part 1 of series 1. Are we ready and prepared for the war and the revolution that's to come? It's not going to be a widespread. It's very subtle. Think about the people that have a home invasion. Was that war for them? Yes. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. But now think about that. They had a home invasion. They was at home. They don't know the guys that robbed them. They don't excite war. But war is being excited out there. See? We have nothing to do with the war. But hold on. Now let's go back. I talked about the spiritual war. I gave examples. I didn't go all like I talked about the mental war, the physical war, now the emotional war. These guys are breaking into your home because now let's go over everything I said on its everyday living, awakening, and then rising and laying down. What commands and direction is he giving himself? What music he's listening to? What movies he's watched? What is people he surrounded himself? What area do he live in? How do he conduct himself in that area? See, let's go back. What is he doing? Is he inciting war? Okay. So now, after he move out his day, he's going out shopping, or he might going to buy himself a weapon. What is he doing in that mindset? He's being around other people. He's still listening and watching. So you gotta remember, you're doing all these things all day, every day. How are you having tranquility in your life, but preparing? And are you ready and preparing for war? Remember, what are you doing? You can't say I'm going to get a gun, but your first mind in action is you should do not draw. People like, oh, if you pull a gun, I'm going to be ready to pull my gun. His gun is already drawn. That can't be your first mind anymore. So we got to remember, physical. Are you practicing self-defense? And as I explained to women and men, even men that's bigger or smaller than me, you can't draw your gun if I'm a well-trained person. They say I'm out of the service, so it's been 14 years, 13 years now I've been out of the military. So that same training I do, I don't practice it every day, but it's still in my remnant, my remembrance of what I practice and train. So when I get in that box, them things are never going to leave me. So if you know how to fight, right? You got your stance, your left foot usually in front. If you're right-handed, your right foot is behind your left foot, between 8 to 12 inches away from each other at a staggered position because it's balanced. And your right foot is usually the foot that's going to be pointed another direction until you're ready to strike with your right hand. Then your right foot, it moves with your hand. I don't know if you ever studied or you ever fought. And you're going to pitch the power because you're going to move your hip. Your body is going to what? Transfer that energy. That all ties in. My mind, my heart, my spirit, my soul transfer energy throughout the whole day. And when I'm pointing my left hand at a person, that's my guide hand. That's letting me know where I'm going to hit you. But if I have it high and hit you low, that was just the directing because I'm ready for a high punch when I come in low. So you got to have that in mind. Are you ready to prepare? And a lot of people don't know this. So in self-defense, just because you have a gun, that don't mean a gun is not for protection, it's for killing. So your shield, my shield is me understanding. So now getting back to when the brother, I was emotional. I said, it's going to be sad that a lot of my people is going to die. What is something that we talk about a lot? The knowledge of knowing. First, you get understanding, then you'll have knowledge. And when you get all the knowledge, I'm not saying you know everything, you get wiseness, correct? So if you're telling me people, again, that never practice with a gun, never practice with a blunt object or a sharp object, practicing how to stop somebody in their tracks or use the shield. That's another thing. People laugh when I say, do you have a shield? My shield is my self-defense. I don't have a literal shield. It's like you can shield yourself from a bullet. Yes, you can. And it's going to sound stupid in some cases, but it's life or death. I'm going to use my hand or my arm to stop that bullet. Most weapons, it's not, if somebody shoot you and you put your arm up in front of the weapon, that will stop the bullet. And now it sounds silly and you're going to be in a lot of pain. But I'm still going to have to react. So, but it's how you put yourself in situation. Remember to start mentally at the beginning of the day. So today I want you mentally to say, I am safe. I don't want you to, now emotionally too, don't drive to work listening to violent rap or violent rock, violent music. Don't drive to work. Because now you're inciting your spirit to get in your job or your business or whatever you're doing to be what? Violent. You see what I'm saying? Drive to work I listen to jazz or electronic music. I won't listen to a song by, cannot recall the name of the group. Excuse me, I sneeze. A group that's talking about banging their heads. excuse me again, that making my mind, I'm going to work. I'm not going to play football. I'm not going to box. Why would I listen to that music? I want to listen to, remember, the ear gates. That's how this information is getting in your head. So I'm learning about being ready and preparing myself mentally. So mentally for my day, it's going to counteract my spirit. So let's say your belief system, you had service last night, and now you go home, your home was full of tranquility, quote unquote, peace. And now I wake up, tranquility. I'm taking a shower, I'm getting prepared, tranquility. Then boom, like you see what I'm saying? I know it sounds funny. All this like the group Murderers with Ja Rule, Vita, and Irv Gotti. I don't give a, because you don't give a. Why would I listen to that before I'm about to go? My job is not where I inciting violence. So now, why I'm speaking about being ready and prepared, this is the first. I want you to really think about everything I have said. Whether you fast forward, you listen, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Make this go viral. I appreciate everybody that came through. I'm not done, because I have to do my overall of why I'm bringing this. All I see in my dreams is destruction. I don't see this grand coming together of our race. But you know what? You can be prepared. You can be ready. Where does that start? In your mind, in your heart. And we call that a what? A home. So in my home right now, if you are angry, you are not coming my home angry. You won't feel that walking through the door. If you watch my videos, I'm not talking angry. I'm talking truth. Sometimes, even as I talk today, I get excited. But my excitement is not inciting war. It's not telling you to jump over gates and pull out your guns and beat on black women and beat on black men. Go kill people in your family. Go rob people. That is not what I'm saying or doing. I'm saying protect and guard yourself. Be prepared and ready for people that is listening to that music, that is trying to rob and kill and steal from you, that is trying to hurt your family. It's not sad that we have to do that. No, that's the real. I'm not going to lure you in a false sense of reality. No, you're not forced to do anything you want. It's a reason to happen. You got to find your purpose, and you got to know your reason. So I don't incite violence and war because I have a grand purpose in life. It may not be now, but some young man today is going to hear this today, tomorrow, years, months, weeks, hours, seconds away from what I just spoke about and never thought about that. He's going to challenge himself and say, am I really protecting myself mainly first? Then my family, my loved one, and friends. And when I do that, now the reality, when somebody approach me, I'm already prepared and ready. So you got to think about that. Are you prepared and ready for anything? That's not about war. Your life. One part of your life. So I don't war in my love life. I may not be married or have children or have a lady that's my partner, but I'm not warring against black women to not find her. And this is real quick. I know I talk about that a lot because that's in my heart. You're not going to never not talk about what's in your heart. My heart is filled with love. So I don't want to war with my brother Sheed. We might disagree, but our disagreement is not for me to war with him. That's not what we're doing. I love my brother because I love me. I want to see nobody murdered because I love me. See, you know why? Because that affects me. That's one less warrior that we have. That's one less life that's taken for no reason. We should be able to flip on a switch after we're prepared and ready, not forced to do it. Because going back to that real quick, I didn't clean that up. People that's not prepared and ready are going to die. It's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. I can't jump in a bullet or in a way I don't care what your belief and belief system. If you are gonna hear like, why is I'm hearing this over and over and over again? It's something you got to do. It's something you have. I didn't believe in God, but I'm gonna do community unity and realize more than 80% of our race have a Christianic value. I had to understand the Christianic value. Not just walking around and say I don't believe in something or I use everything of information put before me. I had to understand that my race had a Christianic value. So community unity is going to include what? Their Christianic values. But when you war, what value are you using? The low value, the low vibration, but you're using the what? The same frequencies, the same energies that have the same what? Power. Bad have the same energy and power as good because we command it and direct it where it go. Because what I say unto one, I say unto all, right? So if you're saying it to good, you're saying it to bad. See, I don't just say words to say them. There's a reason. I'm commanding and letting myself know if I say it this way, no matter how I use it, that is, I'm going to utilize it the same way every time. So be mindful of you. You are your first person you protect spiritually, emotionally, and physically and mentally. Then your family, prepare them, give them all the information you can so they know. And then your loved ones, the same thing. Give them all the information you can, what you know. Show them. Show everybody. And the friends. So when the time draw nigh to us, we can be prepared and ready. So what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Choose wisely. Learn your purpose. Focus. And within that focus, you have that purpose. You have a mission and be in position. I'm not talking about guns blazing, ready to war in your mind all the time, because there's a time and place for everything. I'm not at war at home. So why is my guns out? Grand Rising, lovely, Miss Sheila. Why is my guns out? Why am I worried about something I don't war in my mind with? You have to remember that. If you worry your mind about things, now you might have to just check yourself and say, I'm worrying because emotionally I'm scared. That's an emotion. So let me get ready and prepare for it instead. So now I won't be, oh my God. No, we never gonna do this. Don't never do that. You already lost the battle. Once you start worrying, that's actually part of a curse. Fear, false evidence appearing real. And I said love was it was a good one. I'm gonna get that love. I'm gonna do that one. The power of goodness. I'm gonna do love on that power of goodness series. I'm gonna do love. So I hope today it brought some awareness. I appreciate you, Sister Vels, Brother She, Sister Sheila, and please share. Make this go viral. This is for. Are you ready and prepared for the war? A war is not drawing out big old pictures as you see in the movie. Most of the time, the war is very subtle. Do you know the new laws? That's preparing for war. Do you know the new laws in your city or for the country? Do you know the new gun laws? Do you know the new protection laws? Stand your ground. What does that really mean? And real quick, this came to my heart. Just because how do you look at it? A law is passed. Understand that law. This last week I watched about 8 white males get away with murder and rape towards black people. Rape, you get away with. We got used to, I'm not saying it's okay. We got used to them getting away with murder because they like to use that stand your ground, understand what it means. You realize we can utilize the same laws the same way. We just have to you have to know what they really mean. Not saying get away with murder, incite violence, and think about that. But just if you're using your mental and not your emotions of why they got away with it, because the law is justice. It's just is. So if you're using just is, you have to understand that. If you don't understand that, then you would be incited to be violent or angry. So that emotion part of war is anger. I need you to be angry. So when you come at me, I am justified. Thank you. Yes, I'm here to save our men and women lives. Because I'm speaking to the men because we are warriors. We are the warriors. The women's are the shield. I don't mean shield standing away. The shield is if I'm in front fighting, the women behind us going to have up shields because they're going to have to protect the young kids, our daughters, our young sons. Our young sons are now warriors at 6. At 38, 39, if I have a child next year and I'm 40, my son is not a warrior at 1 year of age. My son is not a warrior. I have to guide him and show him the things that he needs to be able to do for himself as a man so he can become a warrior. So if something happened when he's 8 and he needs to defend his sister and mother, his mother, the adult, she's a lot stronger than him. And I would say, do your best. And if it don't work out, I am okay. I will always say to myself, this was what I always did when I boxed or when I was younger, even without the support and the love I thought I didn't have. I will always say I did my best. He have more hours dribbling that ball. He has more hours throwing that ball. He have more hours throwing that ball. So that was like baseball and football. I'm just using sports for example. He has more hours doing that. So if I'm a rookie, why would I be mad that veteran dunked on me, blocked my shot? Why would I get too excited that a veteran, as I blocked his shot and I dunked on him? I'm not going to incite something that now I have to transfer my energy to keep doing that. And that's what we're going to do. When you're being ready and prepared, transfer all that understanding, that energy emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally to be prepared at all times and to be ready. But the one thing I say to my brothers, stay prepared and ready, but have fun in life. So if anybody got any questions or anything, just get in the discussion box. We'll do a panel video and let's get the discussion started. How can we be ready if whatever you didn't hear or what we can expound on, put in discussion, and then we'll do a part 2 to this one. I should have put part 1 for war, like things you could think about. How can you prepare? What are some things you've done in your life so far? And let's do a panel on it. That's now be our open discussion board. I want to keep having the relay talks. Like we talk about on social media that we keep saying the same things over and over. Well, I know this is a talk that we're go find people that do talk about this. Let's share and we do panels. We set up. I'll get their information, get your information, and we set up times and days on a regular daily basis. What is things you can do? But everything, I'm not going to say everything because we in Zero Dark Dirty, this is just an outline of preparing for war. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for being part of the family. Hit the notification button. Hit the thumbs up. Share. And I appreciate you. Thanks for watching the video and the presentation of being prepared and ready for war. Everybody have a great day. Let's discuss.